All right, I've got my coffee. Got the letter. We got 2 hours to do this thing. Let's do it. Okay, an MS Paint clone. Let's take a little bit of time to plan this. It doesn't need to be flashy, but it does need to work. That's pretty easy. Canvas to draw on, color picker to choose your hues, a brush with at least 2 sizes, a simple shape tool. The shape tool. I don't really know what that is, but we'll come back to that. This doesn't seem to mention any kind of technology that I'm allowed to use. Like, can I just find like a paint library on GitHub and then use that? I mean, that would be cheating, I think. I mean, I've only got 2 hours though, so I don't think I can completely do this from scratch. So easy, quick. All right. I've already got some ideas. Okay, so I think like I'm just gonna grab IMGUI. We're gonna start with IMGUI. We're gonna make a folder called Paint. I've already made a little challenge folder. Let's do a git clone. I don't know if we need to do recursive. We'll do the docking branch because I want to use that. Yeah, let's just do that. All right, so the thing with IMGUI is that it comes with examples, right? So we've already got like all of these examples. And then I'm gonna probably use like GLFW and OpenGL 3, just because it's gonna be easier to work with OpenGL than it would be like with Vulkan. So if I just set that as the startup project, we've already got a main file with like a whole bunch of stuff in it. See, this is what I mean. Like, is this cheating? I don't know. Like, I could have written all this stuff from scratch. It is pretty much boilerplate, and we do need some UI for the Paint app. So I'm expecting the challenge more focuses on the actual meat of what the Paint application actually does. So like, you know, drawing, rendering, that kind of stuff, rather than like make your own UI. And again, the letter didn't say anything about that. So hey, just playing by the rules. Speaking of rendering though, that's also something we need to think about, whether or not I want to do like a software rendering approach. That'd probably be like the simplest thing to do. So we just have like an array of pixels basically, and when we click and draw, you know, like this, it would just set the pixels around our mouse cursor to the appropriate color. And we could do that entirely in C++ on the CPU, but it might be more fun to do that on the GPU using compute shaders. I don't really think that performance is going to be like a huge consideration here. It doesn't need to be flashy, but it does need to work. There's no work well. So maybe 15 FPS is fine. No, I'm kidding. This is me we're talking about. 15 FPS is, we can do better than that. Now, part of the reason why I'm even able to block out these 2 hours to actually do this challenge is thanks to being on top of my time management. And for that, I highly recommend Akiflow, the sponsor of this video. Akiflow is a really well executed productivity and time management tool built to help busy people make the most of their time. You know, the most important thing that you have. It all starts with jotting down what you need to get done, either today or later. One of my favorite features for this is the command bar. You can just press a global shortcut anywhere on your computer to open it up and quickly add tasks. This is great because it massively reduces the friction of actually creating a task, meaning you won't forget anything. All of your tasks get put into the inbox, where you can go through them and block out time on your calendar to actually get them done, just by dragging them out and setting their duration. Akiflow's AI features come in handy here to automatically categorize your tasks, saving you time. Akiflow also integrates with tools like Gmail and Slack, so you can pull tasks into your inbox from there as well. Rituals are a super cool feature to help you plan your workdays and assess how they went, with daily plannings and daily shutdowns. Check out Akiflow's beautifully put together documentation to learn much more about all of the features. And because the Akiflow team really care about how they can best help you be productive, they actually have an exclusive one-on-one onboarding call. So once you start using Akiflow, you can like literally have a call with someone who will try and help you get the most out of it. Check it out with my link in the description below and start taking control of your time today. Huge thank you to Akiflow for sponsoring this video. So, you know what? Let's challenge ourselves ever so slightly, and let's actually, we'll use a dock space, I think, and we'll make an actual panel. Like, we'll make a separate window that's like our viewport. I don't know why. That's what I did for Hazel. That's what we usually do. That way we can like move it around, I guess, more. And we can generally keep the app within a dock space. I think that works really well. By the way, I probably could have used Walnut for this. I just thought that may have been a little bit cheating just because that's code that I've written, whereas this is just IMGUI. Like, everyone obviously has access to this. Everyone has access to Walnut as well. But because I wrote that, I thought that it's kind of like I wrote half the app up front, you know? But this is, I didn't write any of this code, so therefore it's a little bit more fair in my view. Okay, so this is not a code review, so I'm not gonna probably explain to you guys that this is the main function, and then we initialize GLFW and IMGUI, and then here's the main loop. Probably don't have time for that, but let's have a look here. So here's the demo window. Let's get rid of this. We can keep this. I might just rename this to like settings or something. So this will be where we do all of our, you know, like brush size and whatever else we might want to control. So I'll just leave that for now. This, I don't think we care about. There's the actual actual rendering. So this is where we want to do GUI stuff. And then over here, this is where the OpenGL rendering actually happens. When do we want to do rendering? That's the CPU side GUI rendering, I think. And then this is the actual OpenGL rendering. Well, actually, here's viewport, clear color, and clear, right? But if we're going to draw the viewport, right? So let's maybe do this. Let's make a new window here. We'll call it viewport. And then we basically want to kind of draw an image, right? So GUI image, and then we'll give it like an OpenGL image to draw. Okay, let's go up above the main function. Oh, how am I going to architect all this? This is actually, it's kind of fun though. Okay, so we don't need to do load from memory. We don't need any image data. Gen textures, bind textures. This is like the old way of creating textures on OpenGL, but at this point, I don't really care as long as it works. I don't really need this, but it probably won't matter too much. We're not going to give it any data. Oh, now I'm regretting this slightly. RGBA is probably fine. Image width and height. Okay, so the other thing I could look up, I don't know if this is pushing it. Can I go onto my GitHub profile and find this GPU compute thing? Is this cheating? The reason why is because I wrote this somewhat recently, and this uses more modern OpenGL. So we have some functions here like create texture, you know, and we have all of this stuff. But I don't know, is that cheating or not? This is like my first time doing any kind of challenge really like this. So if you guys have opinions as to what's better for the viewer, probably me suffering is better for the viewer, but leave some opinions down below. And then maybe next time I'll adhere to some more concrete rules. But because there's no rules here, you know, we're just kind of, I guess I have the freedom to do whatever I want. So this is important because do I need a frame buffer? Yeah, you know what? We're almost 10 minutes in. I'm gonna steal this. I'm gonna steal this. In fact, I'm gonna steal it in the worst way possible. I'm literally just gonna pop in this over here. Oh, but this uses GLAD. Am I gonna have access to those OpenGL functions? This might be an issue because this probably doesn't use GLAD. Oh no, I might have to set up GLAD. That's all right though. I think that's all right because I probably want to use the more modern OpenGL functions. I'm just trying to think. Should be achievable without them though. It should definitely be achievable without them. Okay, whatever. Let's just paste these in. So now we should see them over here. If I go show all files, here are the renderer files. Let's include them in project. There's no CMake, there's no nothing here, so it's pretty easy. Okay, so GLAD. Oh, I think the easiest way is going to be to quickly grab GLAD. We'll go core, we'll go version. I guess we can just do 4.6. I don't know, core. But all of the other GUI implementation is for OpenGL 3. So now we have like a little bit of a mismatch. Great. Already running into issues. Okay, maybe, GL blit frame buffer. Okay, screw GLAD. This is like stupid stuff that I need to get out of the way as soon as possible. So where was this load texture from memory thing? Because we're going to have to like use the old way of doing things, which might be an issue. So texture result. So result handle is what should be here. We don't need this. Then we bind result handle. We do need some filtering parameters. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure it's just not going to work. Text image 2D with null pointer should do the memory allocation since we can't do like texture storage. Or is that a thing? Can we do GL text storage? No, I don't think so. Okay, so let's do that. Width and height, obviously, we're going to take in from here. I guess I kind of want to keep the wrap as well. So let's go ahead and grab the wrap just in case we want it. That should be it. Clamp to edge. What's wrong with this? It's undefined. I don't know. I'm really reaching into my memory here, trying to remember what on earth any of this is. So that's the texture. That's good. Load texture. I don't think we're going to need this. Let's just get rid of it and I'll just return an empty struct for now. Okay, so create frame buffer with textures is going to probably be important. I think what we're going to have to do is we're not doing that, actually. I don't think we need anything to do with frame buffers, right? Because we're just taking the image and GUI's doing the rendering. So we actually might not need anything except for create texture out of this. So that's probably good. Oh, resize texture is going to be important as well. So resize texture, we'll probably take in an existing texture. And the thing is, we're going to have to load shaders and stuff. Oh, there's a shader class over there. Okay. This is the time. Okay, 15 minutes in. Okay, what's that? An eighth of our time. Okay, that's not too bad. So what this is going to do is literally, it's just going to create a new texture. Why do we even need the existing one then? Like, does that not just recreate it? But I guess it'll delete the old one. I don't even know why we have that. GL delete textures one existing texture dot handle. I guess this just does both and then return create texture with height, I guess. And then we'll just use that. So yeah, sure. Okay, shaders. So shaders. Let's grab this and this shader CPP and shader H. This stuff should be pretty compatible, I would think, with the current version of OpenGL that we're actually using, but I guess we'll have to see. So that should be okay. And this will just include GLFW. Like, let's see. Oh man, imagine if compute shaders are not a thing. Are you serious? this. What version? This is OpenGL 3, right? When was this introduced? Oh man, ES 3.1. Okay, but like, you know, this is Windows. We're not like on a Mac or whatever. What version of OpenGL are we using? Like, surely it has support for like that, yeah? Man, getting all of this boilerplate stuff up and running is more annoying than I thought it would be. Okay, new plan times 2. I think we're gonna have to use Glad because we just need to load the functions. But maybe if I just do compatibility version 4.6 instead of core, it's gonna allow us to use deprecated functions. Okay, so Glad. Do we just dump this in here? Honestly, it's a challenge. What do you mean you can't find that? Oh, it's... I'm making stupid mistakes. Okay, why is this still undefined? Because it's, okay, we're gonna have to set it up as a compiler include directory, which is not that hard. We just need to do additional include directories. Yeah, like include probably, whoops. I just did that for debug, making mistakes. Okay, so now we can just do this. This is going off the rails, everyone. Oh, well, we're running. I am shocked. I don't know if that's running properly, but we will take it. We'll see if the rest of this works. Do not treat this as an OpenGL tutorial, please. Yeah, so we got like all the compute shader stuff up and running. So what are we doing now? We just need to create a texture. So outside of the loop over here, let's create a texture, you know, viewport texture or something. And then we will create our viewport texture. Look, honestly, I don't know, because we're gonna have to size it appropriately. I think that's just a uint32t compute shader equals create compute shader. Shaders compute.glsl is what I'll call it. Okay, we got that texture. So yeah, so basically we should just be able to do viewport.handle. Now image size. So this is where we have to probably do the get content region available. Right, so we're gonna get an imvec2, which is the viewport size. Let's maybe make a scope for this. So we got our viewport size, and then we're gonna have to say that basically if viewport size.x doesn't equal viewport texture dot width or y height, then we're just gonna do viewport texture equals resize texture. That just makes sure we delete, I guess, the other one. Okay, so we resize the viewport texture, then we give it the handle. So we get the image size is going to be, I guess we can just use viewport size for that since we've just resized it and made sure it's correct. The UVs we'll leave alone for now. And I don't know if we need to cast this to what it was showing us here, because I think it was showing us to do this with it, but let's see if that compiles. It does. Okay, we'll leave that alone. Let's see if we get like a black image in there, I guess, and make sure that all this works. Yeah, cool. Well, there you go. I'm assuming that works. So let's set up the compute shader to be able to write to that, and we'll just write in like some UVs, some texture coordinates probably. So, man, I am just going full steam ahead here. Okay, add folder, shaders, add new item, compute.glsl, version, let's do like 330. Is that weird though? We wanted 460. I'll leave out core as well. Okay, so I don't know how to set this up. Like void main layout. How do you do all the groups and stuff? Where are some example compute shaders? OpenGL compute shader example. Okay, here it is. This is what I was looking for. Let's do like 8 by 8 by 1. That's just like the workgroup size. I'm not too fussed about that. So we're gonna need like I guess we'll do layout binding equals 0. That's just gonna be our output image. So uniform image 2D. I'll just do out image. So this is what we're writing. So let's do like a really quick image store out image. Oh, we need to make sure that we go through and we'll probably get the image size as well. ivec2, uvec2, ivec2 image size. Is that the name of a function? It is. Equals image size out image. And we need the coordinates. What are they? Vec2. Oh, this is helpful. Global invocation ID, I think I just want to see what the type is. Yes, that's correct. And the type is a uvec3. Coord. I guess we can do a uvec2 or even uvec2 is fine. And we'll just do .xy. So if coord.x is greater than or equal to, I guess, size.x or coord.y, we're going to do less than, it wouldn't be less than 0, right? Size.y, then return, just to make sure we don't, because otherwise it has to be a multiple of 8. Okay. What does image store want? Probably the coordinate, right? So can we just do coordinate and then We'll just do magenta. Let's run this. It should already try and compile it. Okay, write only qualifier. Okay, sure. Unable to find, yeah, it's okay. So it doesn't want an IVEC2. Can we just cast this to an IVEC2? The only difference is signed and unsigned. Okay, no compilation errors, beautiful. Now let's get that displaying. So the compute shader has to write, oh, well, we're not actually running the compute shader yet. So to run it, which I'll do right before we do the viewport, render here. Let's do compute shader. So GLU's program, we'll do our compute shader. We'll do bind image texture. Is that right? Unit 0 texture, viewport texture dot handle, level 0 layered false, layer 0 access. Oh, come on. Write only probably? I don't remember. Format, RGBA. And then, oh, we need to dispatch it, obviously. Dispatch, GL dispatch compute. So number of groups, X and Y. So this is where we have to figure out how many, and we have to like round up as well. This is annoying. So we don't know the viewport size yet though. Maybe we should do the rendering here because then we'll know the viewport size. We've just resized the texture. Now we know how much we need to dispatch it for. We also don't need to dispatch this every frame, by the way. That's important, right? So we don't want to be doing, I guess when we click and if we're dragging to actually paint, that's when we dispatch it. So we don't need to be like dispatching it every frame. But for now, I guess we'll just do this to make it a bit more reactive. So num groups X, Y, and Z. So 8 obviously is the thing. So this is like viewport dot width divided by 8, but we have to round this up. Viewport texture dot width. So I guess we can do like a +7 or something divided by 8. Is that what people do usually? I don't know if that's exactly right. And I am just in the heat of it. So X, Y, and we don't care about Z, so we'll just do 1. So there we go. If we run this, we should see pink, hopefully. Come on, no. Black. Okay, that's not what I was hoping for. No errors though, right? No errors. Right, only RGBA, store. Yeah, why is that not working? Yeah, it's still black. Why is it black? What? 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 So weird. This is crazy. It doesn't make any sense. Maybe we've done something stupid. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. I think I know what the issue is already. Is that because I didn't put the 8 at the end of RGBA? Where are we? You are joking. Bro, this is cooked. I can't believe it. I wasted like 20 minutes on that, at least. That's insane. Oh man. How much time do we have left? 1 hour and 9 minutes. Okay. A little bit salty, but the show must go on. Okay, so now, yeah, we need some texture coordinates. We need probably some texture coordinates. Well, we actually need to grab the mouse coordinate. Maybe we don't even need UVs. I don't know what to do. Let's do this instead. So we know the size, obviously. So we need the mouse. I want to know where the mouse cursor is in relation to this viewport panel, right? So I think what we can do is there's like some get mouse position, right? In IMGUI. And I think that's just going to give us like printf X and Y. I think that's just going to give us the mouse position. Probably should have just done it on screen instead of here. Oh man, okay, here we go. Yep. So we want it relative to wherever the viewport is, right? So I think we can do IMGUI get window position, right? That gets us the window position. So if we do that minus that, we can make sure it's only happening if we're actually inside there. But now you can see we have a position relative to this, wherever this is, which is important. So let's do this. If IMGUI, is there like a hovered? Is window hovered? So if we're definitely over the window, probably want to get rid of that border as well. Am I allowed to look at Hazel code? Okay, we'll worry about the border later. If we go back to here, then can we just do uniform vec to mouse position like that? And then I think I can do layout location equals 0. So basically I should be able to do, we'll do -1 as like a kind of like the mouse is not hovered. And then otherwise we'll set mouse position to that. We'll stop printing it and we'll do GL uniform to F, and then we'll do location 0, and then obviously mouse position X and Y. So now I'm just going to try and paint onto our image basically with where the mouse is. So if u mouse position dot x greater or equals 0, I guess it should be and, but they'll either both be -1 or not. How about I just do doesn't equal -1? Hopefully that doesn't come and bite me later. So if we then let's maybe do vec2 color equals, so we'll pick a clear color, which I guess we can do black. I don't think the alpha is going to matter at all because we're not blending anything. So we're going to have to use some math here probably to figure out if we're in some sort of radius, and that radius is going to be our brush size. So for now, maybe let's do float brush size, which we'll take in as a uniform. We'll do like 20 pixels, maybe 50 pixels. And so if our current coordinate, I guess we'll just do what? ABS over the mouse cursor. So that kind of worked, but it's not Ah, that's annoying. So this gives us some like, what is it, a B vector? Because it's giving it to us in X and Y. So is in brush. So we have to do that and that, I guess. Man, this is crazy. Okay, there we go. Why is that not a circle though? Why is that a square? Oh, because I'm doing brush size like that. I guess that can be our square brush because we had to do a shape. So that's gonna be the square brush. And then we'll do like a circle brush, which is just gonna be, it's gonna be like the same thing, I think. It's just that I guess doing it individually like this is what caused that to happen. Oh, the pressure. It's literally just this. Yeah, okay. So let's do length, brush size, right? Wait, what am I doing? If length is less than or equal to brush size, we have a circle brush. Now, what's weird is that the mouse point is actually here. So is that because of this weird, I think it's because of the border. So we need to get rid of this border. Otherwise it is, I think it's making, it's kind of offsetting that. Maybe it's padding. Oh, it's, I guess it needs to be that. Okay, there we go. It's still a bit weirdly offset. That's so weird. Okay, so we got this basically. Now I guess, oh, what should we do? How much time do we have left? 56 minutes, man. Okay, it's all right. It's all right. Everything's basically set up. We just have to, you know, do the rest now. That should be pretty easy, I think. So, what do we really need to do? We just need to be able to paint now. Yeah, that's kind of important. And we probably only want to run the compute shader if we're actually clicking, but it's not going to matter too much, I think. At the moment, we're also clearing it, which we don't really need to be doing every frame. In fact, if we will, we're not going to be able to have anything. So, okay. If I'm GUI get mouse, is mouse down. I'm GUI mouse button left. So if the left mouse button is down, I think at that point, we're going to go ahead and do the rendering. That's probably going to make sense, I think, because we really only want to paint if that happens. And so at the moment, what's happening is it's actually, yes, we'll ignore the square thing at the moment. So if we click and we are here, we'll, oh, do we want to hover though? Oh man. But that's not onto the image. Like, as in, do we want to preview the, I guess we want to preview the size as well. I'll do that separately, I think. Or maybe I'll just overlay that on top like an overlay. That probably makes more sense. So we'll do this, else, return. And obviously it's gonna depend on what mode we're in, but let's just have a look at what this does. Okay, that's not too bad. Obviously if we go really fast, it's a bit weird, but it's pretty good. So, where do we go from here? Size and color, I guess, and a clear button in the settings. If I'm GUI button clear, then we'll just do what? Can we clear an image easily? I'm just wondering, yeah, I was looking for something like this. I know there's something like this. Fills an image content with their supplied value. Let's just try this. GL clear image. So texture is viewport texture dot handle, level 0, format GL RGBA 8, type unsigned byte, and then can I just give it like that? Let's just see if this works. Awesome. So, color picker, right? So we have a color, is it edit or picker? Can be left click. Yep. So this is what we want. Color edit 3 probably. Don't think we need any kind of transparency, or do we? Well, we're not really blending anyway, so we'll ignore that. So color, we can have a foreground and background color, but you know what? Let's just go with this. Float color. We'll do draw color. We'll have it white by default, and then pass that in. I think that's it. So that's our color. We've got to get that in as well. And then I also want to have a size. So we have a slider float that will steal size, and then 0.1 all the way up to like, I guess we'll do 100. You can always control click on it though to change it. So we'll do that. That should be reasonable. So size and color. This is very primitive the way I'm like architecting this, but it's a challenge. Draw size equals like 10, but 20 maybe by default. Okay, and then now we just need to get both. We just have to get everything in, which is very easy. So we'll do color is like a 3F, right? Mouse position, color size. So color, let's do FV, and we'll just give it draw color, and then 3. And then this will be the size, right? Draw size. Okay, back in our shader, let's do 1 and 2. Draw color, brush size is now draw size. And then yeah, whether or not we're square or not, we'll deal with later. So let's have a look at this. Probably need some kind of, do we want an eraser? Black. Okay, uniform is an array, but count is greater than 1. Not an array, but count is greater than 1. What? Oh, uniform. Oh, this is specifically for arrays, isn't it? Okay, never mind. That's if I had a float array in the shader. forgot because, well, I don't know, insert excuse here. I don't use OpenGL that often. Okay, so that should fix it. So we should be white. Yeah, okay, this is white, cool. Color. Oh, why did it clear that? As soon as I select this, it clears it. It's only supposed to be if the button's pressed. What? Is this triggering? No, it's not. But what, when this loses focus? What? How does that clear it? Okay, that's weird. Is it something to do with it being -1? Oh yeah, because it doesn't image store anyway. Oh, because it's click. When you click. Okay, yeah, I guess we only want to do the image store if we're here. Okay. Oh, that was weird. Yeah, so now we can click all we want, but yeah. We're obviously, if we go really quick, you can see it's not filling in everything, but you know, I don't know how big of a deal that is. Okay, so oh, so that doesn't actually work. Our clear button never worked. It's just because we clicked and it got the clear to happen through the compute shader. What's wrong with this? Oh. Alrighty. I guess we still need to give it a full channel or something. Yeah, it's just because it expected, I guess, a 32-bit value, and so we were reading past the end of the UN8T. What's our time? 44 minutes. All right. I mean, it's basically done, right? Here's our thing. I mean, we don't have blending or anything, but we got some colors. We got like some sizes. I mean, that looks disgusting, but what are you gonna do? Back to the letter. So a brush with at least 2 sizes, a simple shape, a color picker we've done, and a canvas to draw on is done. A simple shape tool. Well, I don't really know what that means, but we've got this square versus not square situation. So let's do a little int tool. Let's go with draw tool. I'll make it an int just because we might have more than 2. Otherwise it could be a bool. And then compute. So if the draw tool is this, circle is 0. Else if draw tool is 1, don't think we need the return anymore. But we don't want it to, if draw tool is 1 and we're not in the brush, then I guess we do in fact want to return. Okay, so I don't know, we might be able to switch between. Okay, so we got this. Let's change to a square. Now we've got a square. There's your shapes. We can scale up, we can scale down. Oh yeah, it's important for that to be there, otherwise it's a bit weird. It doesn't need to be flashy. All right, I'm gonna say that filling in the gaps is flashy. I don't actually know how I would even do that. You have to basically go from point A to point B and fill in, like, you know, draw like a contour or something and fill it all in, or run it multiple times along that, or fill in the path or something. I don't really know how paint applications do that. That sounds kind of complicated. I feel like they'd do it in maybe an easier way. I definitely don't like the resizing situation, because if you resize, you lose everything. Somehow it didn't happen here, but we deleted that texture, didn't we? Is it still somehow in memory? That doesn't make sense though. Look, now we're flipping between 2. How does that make sense? Are we retaining those textures? That's so strange. I thought we were like deleting them, because we have the resize texture thing, which deletes the existing texture handle and gives us a new one, which we then apply to that one. I don't know, man. That's weird. So I did want to do like some sort of overlay, and I'm just wondering if we should just be able to do that with IMGUI maybe. So if we just get the foreground draw list, can we just do add circle? So the center will be the mouse position, which I'm gonna put out here since we need it. Mouse position. Radius will obviously be the brush size or the draw size. Color, I guess it should just be whatever our draw color is, right? So if we do IM color, okay, we'll just do this. Draw color 0, 1, and 2. Number of segments 0, thickness 1. Sure. And then we'll just do if draw tool equals 0. That's circle, we'll do that. Else if, could use a switch here, but it doesn't really matter. Add square, please be a thing. I don't know if segments and stuff is the same. Whoa. Oh, it's min and max. Oh, of course we need to, okay, min and max. Okay, so this will be minus draw size divided by 2 and then plus draw size divided by 2. Color, which is good. Rounding and then thickness. Rounding 0, flags 0, thickness 2. Okay, so now you can see you can click and you actually know where you're drawing and even what color you're drawing, which is pretty cool. We probably should, I don't know, keyboard shortcuts. How much time do we have? 30 minutes. I'm kind of ready to wrap this up. I mean, I guess it'd be nice to save out our images, right? Does STB image, STB write PNG? Okay, let's let's save our image. So I'm gonna grab STB image. Okay, so we'll include this. We will, let's just make a quick little STB image right. Okay, so, this is what we need back in main. Write PNG. Can we do that? We can. File name. Image.png. Well, I'm not going to do like a file picker or anything. In XY, No, 0, 0. I don't know what comp is. Let's have a look. Ah, it's the number of channels. Pixels, and then the stride or whatever between each, the row size, I guess. That should be pretty easy. So 0, 0, we'll do 4 channels. Data will be, oh, we need to read back the data from the GPU. I guess we can just do it on demand then maybe? So maybe we'll do like a GL read pixels, 0, 0, width and height will be the viewport texture width and height, and then we'll do format GL RGBA. Would it be 8, or did we just do RGBA when we did this clearing? I guess we did just do that. And then the type is unsigned byte, and then the pixels are, is it gonna, do we need to pre-allocate the buffer? Size of the, size of the buffer returns pixel data. Okay, so what happened to the size? It doesn't have size here. I guess it's just supposed to know. Okay, let's do uint 32t data equals new uint 32t. We'll just do width times height. That should be fine. The uints pointer delete data, and then that should hopefully work. And then to write it, we'll just pop it in here, and then the stride and bytes should just be width times 4, right? Size of uint32t /4, whatever. Okay, let's just have a look at whether or not that will work. So if I write hello and we do save, and where's my working directory? Image.png. Awesome. Corrupted apparently. Why? Let's have a look at what happens here. Wait, width and height is 0. How did I do that? Why would I put in 0 for the width and height? This challenge is really getting to me, it seems. Hello, save. Okay, cool. It's upside down, but it did work. Now, can we flip the way, actually, I think I saw that over here, right? SDBI flip vertically on right. Okay, here we go. Here we go, guys. Let's do a color image as well. Let's do, let's try and do the Cherno logo. This is definitely not the correct proprietary colors, but there we go. Okay, it's satisfying because we made it. So I reckon next time, maybe, mysterious person, we need a little bit more of a harder challenge. I don't know, I guess I'll end the video here.